I'm Maya Jenkins, and I discovered my son's teacher was sleeping with my husband, but the real betrayal came from someone much closer. My name is Maya, I'm 38, and 6 months ago in Tampa, Florida, I thought I had it all figured out. Married to Brett for 14 years, mom to our 12-year-old son Tyler, and living in a beautiful suburban neighborhood where everyone knew everyone. We were that family, the ones who hosted block parties, volunteered at school events, attended every PTA meeting. Brett was a commercial real estate agent. Successful, charming, the kind of dad who coached Little League and never missed a recital. And me. I ran a small boutique marketing firm from home, which meant I was always around. Always present. Always watching. Or so I thought. It started in September 2025, right after school began. Tyler came home talking about his new English teacher, Miss Gabriella Torres. She's so cool, Mom. She actually makes reading fun. He showed me the class website, young, pretty, maybe 28, with that energetic teacher smile that made parents trust her instantly. I trusted her too. The first parent-teacher conference was in October. Brett offered to go since I had a client presentation. I'll handle it, babe. You focus on landing that account. He came home 2 hours later, raving about how dedicated Miss Torres was, how she really got Tyler, how lucky we were to have her. I should have noticed the way his eyes lit up when he said her name. But I was too busy being the perfect wife to see my perfect husband falling apart. November brought the school fundraiser gala. Brett insisted we both attend. It's important for Tyler to see us supporting his school, he said. Miss Torres was there, wearing a red dress that turned heads. She approached us, shook my hand with a warm smile. Mrs. Jenkins, Tyler talks about you constantly. You've raised an amazing young man. I liked her. God help me, I actually liked her. I watched Brett and Gabriella talk for 45 minutes that night about curriculum, about Tyler's progress, about teaching philosophies. Normal stuff. Parent-teacher stuff. But there was something in the way he leaned in when she spoke, the way she touched his arm when she laughed. I told myself I was being paranoid. That was my first mistake. December came fast. Brett started working late 3 nights a week. Always with an excuse: client dinners, property showings, networking events. But his commission checks weren't reflecting all these extra hours. When I questioned it, he got defensive. You think I'm lying about work? Seriously, Maya? I'm busting my ass for this family. I apologized. I felt guilty for doubting him. I baked his favorite cookies and left them on his desk with a note, I'm proud of you. He didn't even say thank you. Then came the school Christmas concert. Tyler had a solo in the choir. Brett texted me 30 minutes before, running late, save me a seat. He never showed. I sat there, watching our son search the audience for his father's face, and my heart crumbled. After the concert, Tyler asked, "Where's Dad?" "Emergency at work, baby." But I recorded everything. He'll be so proud. I called Brett 7 times. No answer. He came home at 11 p.m., smelling like wine and making excuses about a difficult client. That's when I knew something was desperately wrong. I did what any suspicious wife would do. I checked the phone records online. Hours of calls to one number. A number that wasn't saved in his contacts. I reverse searched it. Gabriella Torres. My hands shook so badly I dropped my phone. 217 calls in 2 months. Text messages exchanged at 2 a.m. Calls during school hours, after school hours, weekends. I wanted to confront him immediately. But something stopped me. If I was wrong, I'd destroy our marriage over nothing. If I was right, I needed proof. I hired a private investigator. Cost me $3,000 I couldn't really afford, but I had to know the truth. 3 days later, she sent me photos. Brett and Gabriella. At a restaurant in Clearwater, 40 minutes from our neighborhood. Holding hands across the table. Kissing in the parking lot. Getting into a hotel together at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday while Tyler was in her classroom, doing grammar exercises. The woman teaching my son poetry was sleeping with his father. But the story gets so much worse. I sat on that information for 2 days, planning my next move. I needed more than photos. I needed something that would protect Tyler, protect me, protect our future. Then my sister called. Vanessa. My younger sister, my best friend, the aunt who babysat Tyler every Friday night so Brett and I could have date nights. Except we hadn't had a date night in 4 months. Maya, we need to talk, she said, her voice strange. Tight. What's wrong? Silence. Then, I've been seeing someone. Someone you know. My blood went cold. Vanessa, please tell me you're not Dash. It's Brett, Maya. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. The room started spinning. I couldn't breathe. How long? 6 months. It started at your birthday party in June. We were drunk, and it just happened. And then it kept happening. 6 months. While I was planning family vacations and making his favorite dinners and trusting him with my whole heart. But wait. The phone records showed the affair with Gabriella started in September. Which meant, Vanessa, are you sure it's been 6 months? Yes. Every Friday. Those nights you thought he was working late, or I was babysitting Tyler at my place. Brett was with me. My brain was fracturing, trying to piece together the timeline. But he's also sleeping with Tyler's teacher. Silence. Then she whispered, what? That's when I realized, my husband was juggling 2 affairs. With my sister and my son's teacher. And neither of them knew about the other. I thanked Vanessa for her honesty and hung up. Then I called the private investigator back. I need you to follow him 24/7 for the next week. Document everything. Everyone. The report that came back was devastating. Brett was seeing Gabriella on Tuesdays and Thursdays using evening showings as his cover. He was seeing Vanessa on Fridays telling me he had client dinners, telling Vanessa that I was working late. And some nights, he was seeing both of them. He'd even taken them to the same hotel. Room 304. His lucky room. I felt like I was watching my life burn down from the inside out. But here's what Brett didn't know about me. I don't just break. I rebuild. Stronger. I spent 1 week crafting the perfect revenge. First, I contacted a divorce attorney. Florida is a no-fault state, but adultery affects alimony and custody. I filed papers, secured our assets, documented everything. Second, I called the school principal and requested a meeting. I showed her the evidence, not just the affair, but the timeline showing Gabriella was involved with a parent while teaching his child. Professional misconduct. Ethical violation. She was placed on administrative leave within 24 hours. Third, I invited Vanessa to lunch. I told her everything about Gabriella. Showed her the photos. Watched her face crumble with the same betrayal I'd felt. He told me you were frigid, she whispered. He told me you didn't love him anymore. That he was leaving you after the holidays. He told her the same thing, I said. Then came the final move. I organized a surprise party for Brett. Told him it was a early New Year's celebration with close friends and family. I invited everyone, his parents, my parents, our neighbors, our closest friends. And I invited both Gabriella and Vanessa. Separately. Neither knowing the other would be there. When Brett walked into our living room and saw them both standing there, next to me, his face went white as death. I stood up, holding a glass of champagne. Thank you all for coming. I know this seems sudden, but I wanted everyone we loved to be here for this announcement. I pressed play on the TV. The slideshow started photos of Brett and Gabriella. Brett and Vanessa. Time-stamped. Dated. Hotel receipts. Text messages projected 10 feet tall. Brett has been having affairs with my sister and our son's teacher simultaneously for months. I'm filing for divorce, Gabriella is facing a school board ethics investigation, and Vanessa. I looked at my sister, you're dead to me. The room erupted. His mother started crying. His father looked ready to throw punches. Our neighbors stood frozen in shock. Brett tried to speak. Maya, please, let me explain. Get out of my house. He left that night and never came back. The divorce took 4 months. I got full custody of Tyler, the house, 70% of assets, and alimony for 5 years. Gabriella was fired and lost her teaching license after the ethics board investigation. Vanessa tried to continue the relationship with Brett. They lasted 6 weeks before he cheated on her too. As for me, I'm 6 months into my new life. Tyler's in therapy, processing everything, but he's strong. Stronger than his father ever was. We moved to a new neighborhood, new school, fresh start. I relaunched my marketing firm and it's thriving. Turns out, when you're not wasting energy on a cheating husband, you can build an empire. Last week, I ran into Gabriella at the grocery store. She looked tired, defeated. She tried to apologize. I smiled and said, I hope it was worth it. It wasn't. For any of them. But for me. I'm just getting started. I'm Maya Jenkins, and I didn't just survive betrayal, I weaponized it into the best revenge, success.